Welcome back to Peninsula of Paradise, the show where Florida homeowners and future first time homebuyers get real answers about mortgages, money, and making smart financial moves right here in Paradise. I'm your host, John Tanner, licensed real estate broker and former certified residential appraiser and mortgage broker, and someone who has spent over 3 decades helping people buy, sell, and refinance homes all across the Sunshine State. Now, today's episode is one that's near and dear to a lot of folks' hearts and wallets because we're talking about credit. More specifically, how to make your credit come back so that you can qualify for better mortgage rates, refinance your home, or finally move into that dream property that you've had your eye on. Here's the truth. Your credit score can literally make or break your mortgage deal. It determines not only if you get approved, but how much you'll pay in interest over the life of your loan. Let's put that into some perspective here. If you're buying a $400,000 home with a 10% down payment, the difference between a 620 credit score and a 740 credit score could mean paying hundreds of dollars more every single month. And that's not just theory. That's real money you could be using to pay for your kids' travel team, a family vacation, or even reinvesting into your business. When lenders pull your credit report, they're looking at more than just that magic 3-digit number that we're all familiar with. They're looking at your credit history, your debt utilization, and your mix of credit accounts, and your payment patterns. Let's break it down. Payment history. That makes up about 35% of your score. On-time payments are king. Credit utilization. That makes up 30%. That's how much of your available credit you're actually using. Keeping it under 30% of your limit is ideal, but under 10% is the golden key. Next, we have length of credit history. That makes up 15% of your total credit score. Lenders like to see stable and long-term credit. The next element is new inquiries. That makes up 10%, which is nominal, of that credit score that we're talking about here. Too many in a short time can look risky. So you want to keep those inquiries for credit down. And then overall credit mix, which makes up 10% of your total credit score. A healthy mix of revolving credit like credit cards and installment loans like an auto loan, your car payment, or student loans will help you. So when you understand what drives your score, you can start to strategically repair it. And given what we just covered, the 2 main areas that cover 65% of your score is payment history and credit utilization. So remember, you want to make sure your payments are on time and you want to keep your utilization of credit ideally below 10% of what your available credit is. I know that sounds really hard to do, but if you want to master your credit, that's what you should be doing. 30% is good, 10% is great. All right, let's walk through what I like to call the credit comeback blueprint. There are 5 core steps to fast track your improvement, especially if you're trying to refinance to buy a home in the next 6 to 12 months. So if that's you, you might want to take out pen and paper and pay attention to these so you can jot down these notes so that you can use it to apply it in your life immediately. Step 1, check your credit report, not just your score. I know you could probably access your score online at your bank account, but you actually want to pull the full report and see what's inside. So start by pulling all 3 credit reports from Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. And you can pull a free one at annualcreditreport.com. Once a year, they allow you to access a free report. Don't rely on your apps to just give you that summary score. You want the full report. Look for errors, old collections, duplicate accounts, or incorrect late payments. Believe it or not, about 1 in 5 credit reports has an error in it that can drag your score down. That's 20% of the population. Step 2, dispute and delete. If you find anything inaccurate, you need to dispute it. It won't go away on its own. You can do this online directly through the credit bureaus. Keep it factual. There's no need for drama here. Once a negative item is verified as incorrect, the bureau must remove it. and that can trigger a score bump in as little as 30 days. Step 3, pay down revolving debt. This is one of the fastest ways to see improvement in your score. If your credit cards are maxed out, pay them down strategically. The goal is to get each card's balance below 30% of its limit. If you can get it below 10%, even better. For example, a card with a $3,000 credit limit should ideally have no more than $900 balance on it. Step 4, add positive credit. If your report is thin, you should consider adding a secured credit card, a credit builder loan, or becoming an authorized user on someone else's long-standing positive account, because each of these adds fresh positive payment history to your profile. Step 5, avoid new debt and hard inquiries. During your credit comeback, hold off on applying for new loans, for auto financing, or for retail credit cards. Each hard inquiry can shave a few points off of your credit score, and new accounts shorten your credit age. So you want to hold off on applying for debt until after you buy your house. Okay, if you're planning to refinance to buy a home soon, timing is everything. Mortgage lenders typically pull credit within 30 days of your loan application, so you want your report to reflect the best version of your financial story. Here's what I recommend. Start your credit repair plan at least 90 days before you apply for the home equity line of credit or for a new mortgage pre-approval letter. Pay down balances 45 days before you do that, and avoid opening any new accounts in the last 60 days that are leading up to your mortgage application. Let me repeat that again. Start your credit repair plan at least 90 days before you apply for a loan. Pay down your balances at least 45 days before you apply, and avoid opening any new accounts in the 60 days, that's 2 months, leading up to your mortgage loan application. This way, your updated balances and improved payment history will have time to post to the credit bureaus before your lender checks your report. Remember, it takes about 30 days for the credit bureaus to process that information and for it to have an impact on your credit score. All right, your credit comeback doesn't have to take years. It just takes a clear strategic plan. When you understand the mechanics behind your score, which we've covered here in this video today, in this podcast, and you apply some discipline for a few months, you can qualify for a much better rate. Think of it this way. Every 0.5% that you shave off your mortgage rate could save you thousands of dollars over time. So is it worth doing this little bit of work? Absolutely. So whether you're dreaming of refinancing or getting a home renovation loan or buying your first Florida home, your comeback starts today. If you want help running your numbers or building a plan to qualify, I'd be happy to walk you through the process again. You can reach out to me directly through my website, www.colemantanner.com, or you can message me via DM on any of the social channels that I have. Just look up Coleman Tanner on Instagram and you'll find me. All right, my friends, or on LinkedIn or on Facebook. I think that's about it. I have a TikTok account, but I think I froze it. Anyway, I'll bring it back at some point. Thanks for tuning in for this episode of Peninsula of Paradise. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this information is valuable and helpful to you. And if you apply these things, then let me know that you're doing it, because I want to cheer you on as you go through your credit comeback. Be sure to subscribe to this channel on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, so don't miss the next episode. We'll blah, blah, blah. I can't talk now. We'll be back next Saturday at 10 a.m., where we'll talk about how to use your home equity to fund big family goals without losing your peace of mind. Until next time, this is John Tanner reminding you that paradise truly starts at home. See you next time. Bye for now.